Now there's a man with balls. Benny Balls.
You know, times are changing. The ladies can do stuff now.
Hey, hey, help me, please.
Stupid Howley.
Oh! Oh!
Yeah, that's right. That's it.
You got him.
And I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, from the capital city of the United States of America, Washington, D.C., ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Boy, do I have a surprise for you.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Greetings and salutations, everyone. Welcome to Talk Hard. I hope you're doing well. Your week is going well. We are here to hang out and talk about the beginning of one of the greatest trilogies. Some people argue the best trilogy of all time, Fellowship of the Ring. And it's going to be a great time and tons of things to talk about. We won't be able to scratch the surface in an hour and a half. That's for sure. This film is just absolutely part of just a remarkable story. So with me, as always, is these wonderful folks. SQUEEKA Mouse, how are you doing, lady? You excited about this?
It's an okay movie.
He's been trolling us since the jump, just so you guys know out there.
I mean, okay, it's a good movie, but I am not gonna lie. I had a hankering to play Lord of the Rings online again, just watching this movie. The game was so much better, in my opinion. But then again, I'm a gamer. Like, I don't know. It made me miss the game a lot. But it's a good movie. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
It's a solid 2 out of 5, y'all. It's great.
It's a good one. Loki, my friend, you holding up all right, man? Doing okay?
Doing okay. Yeah, I'm ready. This is one of those like multi-year watches for me. So I watch this movie at least 2 or 3 times a year, and I actually watched it twice before we got to this point. So yeah, I'm ready to go.
It's a 300-hour movie, Loki.
And I watched all 3 of them.
He did the 3 in the theater like day after day after day last year.
Y'all are I commend y'all.
So we last year they did the 4K re-release, or they did the 4K release. It's the first time they've been in 4K, and we went and saw all 3 movies in the IMAX night after night. So I think it was like Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday. We went and saw all 3 movies in 4K in the IMAX for the first time. And it's just, they're beautiful. They're great. They're wonderful. I could not probably do like an all day thing. I know those are a thing where it's like, oh, we have, all 3 movies back to back in one single day. No, thank you. But doing it like that, where they're like one after the other, yeah, totally do that. And they're good. I love them. So.
How many pieces of lembas bread did you eat while you watched it? Is what
Too many. I had more lembas bread.
I ate 4.
I think I'm in the middle. Spoiler alert, I guess, right? So my favorite is 2, 3, then 1. So it's my least favorite of the 3. and I do watch it the least. However, I think its extended version may benefit the most in some ways. I really do enjoy its extended version. The other ones, the extended versions are the ones I watch, but I think there's so much more setup that's being done well in this one. But I'm with SQUEEKA. It is hard to sit through them in marathon fashion. I've regularly said it, so I'll say it again. I literally can listen to Two Towers and try to go to sleep. Like, it literally is just super great mood music that I just adore. So it's my go-to amongst the three of them. And yeah, I'd argue it's among the best 2 or 3 trilogies ever made for sure. So with that, let's get to this lovely chat. They're wonderful people out there hanging out. And with this, as always, holding the door open. Snorty, how you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well, brother. Just hello to all the humans and the critters. Hope you're doing well, you lovable polar bear out there. And I got to do that little YouTube trickaroo there. Send out some memberships for folks. Make sure you check that out. Those went out for folks. And let's see here. Those went to, make sure I got this right. Mike, McDonald's, Undead Ramen, Sith Happens, and Nick Weiser. So cool to them. And right behind that, let's say, hey, Nos. Great to see Nos here. Louise Sparrow, she was with us last week. She'll be back with us again here soon, so keep your eye out for that. She's a lovely lady. Jedi Master signed up to be a member. Thank you, my friend. Great to have you, and you check out all that early access stuff and doing things with us. We appreciate you partnering up with us, man. That's great. Take a pause and bring in the man himself. Ironcaster's in the house. What's going on, man?
Oh, hello. I've gone far, I've gone wide, I've gone to a faraway land. I've gone there and back again. And here we are to delve into Middle Earth.
He is there and back again, indeed. Let me get him on the other screen real quick. There we go. And then we can move him up. There we go.
But did you bring fireworks?
Oh, no fireworks, Ironcaster?
Or at least some,
Off you go!
some good ale or pipe.
For a fun adventure.
The big one, the big one.
All right, let's get back to chat. Penny's here. Great to see Penny. She's off to the mission thing. And let's see, get down the list here. Jedi Master saying hello. Everybody's hello to each other. Loving this movie. Gives him the 10 rings. Yeah, it's the best. Claude is here. Great to see Claude. Fred. One show to entertain them all. Well, thank you, Fred. Very kind of you. Thank you. Love having you every week. FW is throwing in from South Tyrol. Great, man. Great. Royal Pita in the house. Well, great to have Royal Pita. And SQUEEKA Mouse gifting 5. So thank you, Squeak. It's always awesome. I appreciate you so much. So many ways. You don't have to do that, but I do appreciate it. Royal Pita got one of those. Fanzine. E. Ray Hall 36. Jason Shoulders. And King Calabac. So there you go. People growing and doing the Pops thing. So make sure you guys check out those early access videos. Leave me comments. Let me know which ones you like, don't like, and we can adapt accordingly. So great to see everybody checking in and coming in that door. I think I'm still seeing a lot of the folks all interacting here. Here's Jedi Master throwing out $2 saying, Gah! Pops Loki, SQUEEKA Mouse. Nice. Lord of the Rings. Yeah, Ironcaster wasn't here that time, but we thank you, Jedi Master. Appreciate you and support.
Great guy. Great guy, Jedi. Glad you're healing up. Really good.
Yeah, he's feeling better, man. It's good to hear. Good to hear. Only thing better than this movie is the book. There you go. And then Louis says he saw the extended version when it came out. Yeah, a lot of people did. That was a big deal here for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I went when they released them this year.
Way too long, he says. Yeah, they can be. I mean, it's tricky. The missus, I don't think, would sit through the theater thing that Loki's talking about, the 4-hour marathon. I don't think she'd do that one. If I picked one, she might go. So I do my thing. So we're doing a review of Oliver. So, yeah. Limbus, the musical bread. The more you eat, the more you toot. Move. I have a Blazing Saddle snippet. I would have been all right for that one there. So already say went to the old Hobbiton. Very cool. That'd be cool to see. A crossover clip between the two. I assume some people are AI mashing up stuff. Is that what that is there, guys? I don't know.
I've seen the one that was the Turtles and Ghostbusters, but I haven't seen Lord of the Rings.
I did. I saw the Lord of the Rings one. That was funny.
That's cool. I think what makes this movie so very fantastical is it's all about the destruction of corruption because the ring basically tempts the wearer. Yeah, I mean, it's overcoming the temptation and sin, resisting that, and doing what is right. And it's constantly creating heroic moments and challenges for all the characters. But the one thing I think he pulled off in Loki, we were big in this, like when it first came out, is that had to have just been way bigger and grander and beautiful of a film than any of us expected. Like it just knocked our socks off, right?
No, I did. So I had people telling me, don't go see this movie. You're going to be disappointed. It's, it's not being done by a big studio. And I remember being like, no, hell no. I love these books. I love the old cartoons. Gandalf means me.
Me.
Yes, yes. And I know that sword. It's Glamdrick, the full hammer. No. And I was like, no, I'm gonna go see this. And even my dad was like, don't waste your money, son. And I went and saw it, and I absolutely loved it. And I went right over to my parents' house right after I watched it. I said, you got to come see this movie with me tomorrow. I'm going to go back, and I'll pay. And he was like, well, I'm not going to make you do that, son. I don't know if I want to go see it. And I said, Dad, as soon as you see the Balrog, you are going to crap yourself in the theater and go, this is the best movie ever made about a book. And we went and saw it, and he loved it. And we saw it so many times that when we went back and saw it on the Dollar Theater, they had the preview for Two Towers at the end where you saw, Gandalf the White. And it was just, I mean, those are things you'll never forget. Those are memories you make when you're so excited about a movie that you never forget. And you want to go back and you want to see the next one. And I remember trying to get, every little detail of what, Two Towers was going to be, and seeing the explosion in the big battle at the end of Two Towers, seeing the wall explode, little clips of stuff like that, and just going, this is the Star Wars of our time. This is the trilogy of our time, and it is.
Ironcaster, for you, my friend, bigger than Star Wars? What was your impression?
Well, when I was younger, I would have probably said no, but in time, it's the one that has stuck with me the longest. It's the one that has ultimately reflected more into me and who I am now. I guess in part because I come in a lot of ways to really appreciate and have this adoration for fantasy. So much of like tabletop is just oozing in Lord of the Rings, which is one of the most foundational works that has affected games like Dungeons and Dragons. Like you fundamentally cannot play the game without Lord of the Rings. I mean, you could do it without Star Wars, but not this.
Yeah. SQUEEKA, when did you see this in theaters? How's your general analysis on something like this?
Well, I mean, I remember seeing it when it first came out, and I remember thinking like, oh, this guy. I remember the other movies this guy made. I don't know how this is going to turn out, but I confess I haven't watched it since it came out, and this is the first time I saw the extended version. So it's almost like a first watch because I'm sitting there and I was like, no, don't do that. Don't do it. Stop. Oh, no, the octopus guy. Don't do it, guys. Don't do it. So, I mean, even having kind of knowing what was going to happen, it was still, it's quite the adventure. It was really fun to watch it again, and especially the extended version, because I hadn't watched the extended version before. But I would definitely say this is better than Star Wars, but then again, I'm a Star Wars purist. Like, I've only seen the original 3, the unremastered ones. I refuse to watch anything else labeled Star Wars. But this, to me, I'm like with Ironcaster. I'm a big D&D girl. I like the fantasy aspect of it, and especially having played the game for so long, that I love this movie. It'll never get old.
Yeah, fair. It's all fair. So you guys in chat, let me know your first watch experiences or thoughts as well. Excuse me. I will say I love Star Wars, but this is a way better trilogy and a way better cohesive story arc that holds up better. And I think that those are two of the ones. My argument will be that the only trilogy that could be better than this depends on your perspective, because it's a genre thing. And that is the Fistful of Dollars, Few Dollars More, and Good, Bad, the Ugly trilogy, because each film gets better. And that's remarkable. I personally think Two Towers is better than the other two, so I don't hold the. So this is the fun fan debate we can have, right? This is the fun of it all. We can all chew on and debate and have these discussions and then go our separate ways and realize we're still talking about great movies that we're all thirsty to have more of. So, at the end of the day, it's fun to talk about for sure.
And I mean, you're right there, because it's one of those things where with virtually any other trilogy of movies, you could always point to at least one of them and say that's the weakest of the three. But like, this is like the rare trilogy. It's like in a category almost all its own, where it's really hard to say which one of the three is the bad movie or which is the weakest.
Well, I don't think any of them are bad. So I said in the beginning, I find the first one to be the weakest. But I will say I also can give it some bonus points because I feel like the extended version gets a little bit better of how it's handling some of the introduction elements and things like that. The extended versions on the other two, while I do prefer those, I don't know that they bump the film up as much as the first one. The first one really, I think, benefits from the extended footage. Anyway, that not being said, let's check back.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, I feel like we've also gotten to a point to where the theatrical versions basically don't exist. It has become such a purist effort to say the only version that exists is the extended cut. It is that version is the definitive one that anyone who's a fan of these movies will ever say that version. Like almost no one is out here saying you should watch the theatrical.
Who does that? Who does that though? Seriously, who watches the theatrical? Anybody?
The normies do. Some of the normies do. I mean, I've talked to people about it. It's like, oh, I've never seen the theater. I've only watched the regular one. I didn't know there was, so they're still normies. I get it. And but even like my son, who is not into fantasy or even Lord of the Rings, really, he was like, I think I texted him about watching this the second or third time, and he says, I'm like, yeah, the extended version is my favorite or whatever. I'm like, yeah, of course it is. Like, you're my son. Like, you better be watching the extended version. I watch Jeopardy. But there are normies that are out there, and I think that's fine. But I think Ironcasster, this is part of what we do, that we have fun doing this, is because we can talk about that. And maybe there's one person who's like, it feels too long. It's like, yeah, but there's so much more story. There's little elements there that you wouldn't have gotten, little sacrifices that they had to make. It's a lot of benefit from them, I think, for sure. Loves hobbits like bears, big furry paws. Indeed they are. So TJ Ronnie G is in the house. Nice shirt, nice scarf. Thank you. I thought I'd represent a little different. So then some love for the anime years on Squeak and that nice blue chemical flame Ironcaster. So yeah.
I see how it is, DJ. I see how it is.
Same old Loki, I guess. I don't know what happened there. So
I did like in the extended version, there's like, I don't remember this in the original, so I guess it's new, or maybe I'm really so old I don't remember it. But there's like this part where he's like, I got 3 locks of her hair. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I don't think the gifts are in the theatrical version, right? The gifts.
I didn't remember them. I think the cloaks were, because I kind of felt like I remember that part, but then they were talking about like Homeboy's bow, and the little dude's got dagger, and then he was like, well, what did you ask her for? A lock of her hair, and I got 3, and I was like, get it, Gimli, go boy.
Yeah. In God, what is it? It's not. It's in the. It's in the reference in the
Silmarillion thing.
Well, it's yeah, and that's how Gimli gets into the Undying Lands. Is he goes to the where they sailed out to the Undying Lands. He goes to the port where they sailed out, and they weren't the elf that was there wasn't going to let him in. And then he noticed the 3 strands of hair, and he said, "Wait a minute, you're a servant of Galadriel. You may sail to the Undying Lands." So Gimli actually gets into the Undying Lands because of those hairs he got from Galadriel, because he was a servant of Galadriel.
It's awesome.
Oh, I just like the look on his. He is so cute.
Yeah,
He's
he's
like,
so
I'm never gonna fall for her traps and her tricks. And he's like, "You're the
Yeah.
most beautiful thing I've ever seen."
She
Yeah,
gave
that's-
me 3.
Gave me
That's where it all began. It was that look.
I was like, oh. And speaking of that look, man, when she does the tempted part, that's still that face she makes, and when she gets all scary, it still gives me nightmares. I'm just a wuss, but man,
You
that is
will have a queen, dark and beautiful as the dawn. Yeah. Treacherous as the seas.
Let me say hello to Byford Hobbit. Hey to you. And then, yeah, Soul Assassin. This is a very good point. Yeah, a lot of hype around the movie because I don't remember a lot except for the 2 hours came out. Hype was so.
Yep.
Yeah, the first movie didn't really come from a lot of hype. We're going to talk about The Frighteners later this year as part of our October Fest, right? And it is the film that he does right before this, and it is a bomb. I still consider it to be one of the more underrated, overlooked films because bad marketing and a couple choices in the film, but he really shows his sci-fi chops, and really they bought a whole bunch of tech and really leveled up all this computer stuff, and he got this gig, and we were all like, little circles. It was kind of like Entertainment Weekly. I think we kind of moved on beside just Fangoria and Starlog, right? Loki. We were into like Entertainment Weekly was another big thing. Maybe even TV Guide had done a thing. I don't remember for sure. So there was a little bit more buzz than maybe normal, but like there was by the time you got 2 Towers. By the time you 2 Towers, even the normies were ready to go.
Yeah, and he had done a movie called Bad Taste, and Brain Dead, and a couple of other lesser known movies before he did The Frighteners, and The Frighteners bombed. Frightener was an absolute bomb. I love Frighteners.
Yep.
I thought it was great, but it bombed. And then he got Lord of the Rings, and that was part of the reason why people were like, well, it's Peter Jackson. So how good could it possibly be? It's Peter Jackson. And now a lot of people are like, well, it's Peter Jackson. Of course it's going to be good. It was the exact opposite when this movie came out.
See, yeah, I remember Peter Jackson's puppet movie.
Yeah.
Okay, that was just never mind. I was gonna go back. I'm gonna go back to my corner.
Well, and Frighteners was just literally marketed so horribly too. It didn't know what it wanted to do, and it's still, I think it's so. We'll talk about it in October for sure.
It was a movie I It was a movie I didn't discover until after it already like done its theatrical runs, and it was like getting run on like AMC all the time for Halloween, and I absolutely fell in love with the movie.
Yeah, when it came out, they didn't know what it was doing. It was sort of is it a comedy? Is it whatever? So I don't know, but we don't have Meet the Feebles on our watch list like SQUEEKA keeps teasing. So those of you out there that are asking, we don't have that on the watch list yet, but maybe don't put it as Ironcaster. It's like a first film thing, right? So she wants to have more puppet horror stories.
No,
She's gonna make us all watch Meet the Feebles.
You don't need to watch that movie. You don't need it. No.
All right, SQUEEKA. How about
Lord of the Rings?
How about a compromise? We'll watch The Adventures of Tintin.
Oh, maybe.
Okay, I don't know that one.
Yeah, that's a maybe though. I haven't watched it, and so I feel about it. So, Royal Peter says went to the see Hobbit by himself. All right. Fred's saying when they'll first introduce Sauron, we think he's a good guy. Saruman is what we're thinking here. Good guy, but we find out he's a villain. Yeah, that was done very well, right? Because it's sort of a switcheroo on you, especially if you don't know the story. That you're kind of like, okay, well, he's going, when Gandalf's going for advice, and it's his mentor, right? You don't realize, and yeah, great stuff. So,
and what great casting it was, by the way, with Sir Christopher Lee as Saruman.
Oh yeah, anything with Christopher Lee is just. I literally just found out there's a random TV guide. I had literally wrote the date range out for any of you who want to know. I'm gonna have to track it down. I just can't find. I have to find it. I didn't know it was in there. He's not on the cover or anything like that. It's just a random thing that's on the inside. So someone mentioned it in a conversation. I was like, oh, I gotta write that down. Do some research. So, let's see. Before we get back to chat, I will come back to you. I promise, folks. I just want Ironcaster to get to oogle because I had the right photo pulled up where we can oogle over the beauty that is this shot in this scene. Just absolutely mind blowing, epic. Still to this day. just oof, fly, you fools. Just incredible scene.
That's one of the best things about this movie. Just there is so much like eye porn in this movie. So many shots that, are just, that just catch your breath and take it away. You're like, give me more of this. I need all of this in my life. And really,
Talking about the movie YouTube censors. We're just talking about the movie YouTube censors.
And I do want to go back briefly. Just the Shire, with all the forced perspective, the scale and the size, the way they were able to make Gandalf seem so much larger than life from all the hobbits, how he seems like he's of a totally different race than them altogether.
Yeah, it was mind blowing. Like, I mean, it was. Is it the first or the? I don't know. Definitely the biggest on this kind of scale with this many characters. So, what were some of the earlier forced perspective films? Do you guys know? I don't know. What were some of the groundbreaking forced perspective films before this one? But definitely on scale, this was huge to have that many characters. So yeah, you guys let me know. Fred will be telling us, and I don't know. I can't remember off the top of my head what came before it that made me feel that way, but this one was just fantastic. Did you write he's happy with that 4K? Doesn't even have a 4K screen. I know. Yeah, I'm in the middle of making a switcheroo on my secondary. My TV computer in my office is not 4K, so I got to get an upgrade so I can watch them in here. So, SQUEEKA, got a favorite character? Snorty wants to know.
The Balrog. No, I don't have a favorite character. The tiny little moth that Gandalf talks to.
You would take that, SQUEEKA.
No. Although every time I watch this, I'm like, why didn't he just get the birds to take them? Every single time. I'm like, man, that could have been this could have been so over and done with. Just get the birds to carry the guys over to the Mordor and drop the ring in and call it a day.
The Eagles would have never survived the Nazgul. So
Nazgul don't fly?
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Nazgul have wings. Okay, so the serpentine dragon looking things are half dragon, half wyvern. Okay. So Sauron had a dragon, but he didn't have a mate. That's actually what Smaug was going to be for. Imagine Nazgul with full-born dragons.
That's hot.
Yes, that's hot. That's what they wanted. They wanted to breed the dragon that Sauron had with Smaug in the Lonely Mountain and have baby dragons. That way the Nazgul would have dragons to ride against Minas Tirith, and they could get away with whatever they wanted to. The reason why they couldn't ride the eagles all the way into Mount Doom, like everybody talks about, and just drop the ring in the volcano and the whole movie's over.
Then get the moth to do it. Nobody would have suspected.
Because the Nazgul ride the half wyvern, half dragon things that they Nazgul with wings.
They wouldn't have expected the moth, though. Nobody expects Gandalf's moth. Nobody.
No,
nobody. Nobody expects the moth Inquisition.
I guess it wasn't until Spanish Inquisition.
It wasn't until the ring fell into the volcano that the Eagles were able to go in and get Bilbo and Frodo out. Otherwise, they would have been killed by the Nazgul on their way in.
Very good stuff. Very good stuff. He's liking the note here on the original animated movie, John Hurt and Ian Holm. So the horror classic Alien also had that pair. And Cannoli's bringing it in. Says one of the best introduction movies, arguably the best trilogy ever made. Yes, Cannoli, thank you. Thank you for being here and being with us. So saw this in theater. Yeah, very cool. The Man with No Name trilogy. Yeah,
it is long, but the setup is so amazing in this one. Like I said before, I don't know. Y'all have probably watched it a gazillion times more than I have, but every time it's like, even if you know what's happening, like the setup is still so great that it's like, oh, I can't wait to see what happens next and where are they going to go next, and then with the scenery and little cut scenes and Like even here where they're talking about like they've got everybody gathered and you're like, oh, I wonder who's gonna go. Like it's still such a great setup. The whole movie.
So I had a friend that we used to do what Ironcaster does, and we do like D&D nights and all that shit. And I had a buddy, and we were watching this for the first time. He had never read the books. He'd never seen any of the animes or the movie. He had seen nothing. He had no idea what he was going into. And Legolas, gets up at the council. And he's like, "Can you have my bow?" And he goes, "What kind of pixie woodland sprite is this?" And I said, "Just wait." Just wait. He's going to be your favorite character. Just wait. And what do you know? Legolas ended up being his favorite character. Why? Because he would do that long bomb from 150 yards out and hit an orc in the eyeball with an arrow. And that's one of the coolest things you'll ever see in this movie. Besides the Balrog is the work they did with Legolas, making him a badass. They weren't afraid to make these people badasses. They weren't afraid to make Gandalf a badass. They weren't afraid to make Gimli a badass. They weren't afraid. And then at the same time, the weakness, what happens with Boromir, especially at the end of the movie, they weren't afraid to give them all these strengths and these weaknesses that define them as human beings. And yes, Tolkien is responsible for a lot of that, but so was Jackson bringing that to life in this film.
I agree. Agreed. He's bringing up that Star Wars has been ruined and can't come back, but Lord of the Rings can because of this. It's an arguable thing. I totally understand where you're coming from. It's the thing. I'm just talking about the trilogy, though. I'm not talking about the whole franchise, the whole IP. As a trilogy, it's that first 3 films. It's the Man with No Name. It's very short list. For sure.
And I wouldn't put them up against each other. I'd say they're they're the trilogy of a different generation. Star Wars was that 70s to 80s generation. Lord of the Rings was that early 2000 generation of films. It's in a different level. So yes, I think they're both equally great trilogies. They happened at different times. So to put them against each other, it'd be like, what do you think is better, the Star Wars? You can't, because they were made at different times by different people, and they're equally as kick-ass.
Well, it's a different genre. I know that I know Star Wars is kind of a crossover between some sci-fi and some fantasy, but I really consider it more sci-fi and adventure, whereas this is more fantasy first. And then, of course, my Man with No Name trilogy is a Western. So I think they're sort of like the top and pinnacle of each is genre. It's kind of like my Alien versus Aliens argument. Like they're really kind of an apple and a pineapple. They're really not the same at all. Like they don't really fairly hold up against each other like that. So Cannoli, 22 months. That's right. Watch this trilogy at least twice a year. That's it. That's why we love you, man. That's it. Holding your own. See what you do around here. Good. I remember the competition between Rings and the prequels. Two Towers beat Attack of the Clones in sales. Oh, yeah. Yeah. By the time Two Towers came out, it was a massive deal. Massive deal. We were watching the animated trilogy. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. We says first saw the first release in cinema with friends, first watched the extended after the horror that was the first episode of Ring of Power. I couldn't even get through Ring of Power. I didn't watch a few more than a few minutes and I'm out. Next couldn't do it. The iconic lines lives. If you want him, then come and claim him. Of course, you have Gandalf's line, "You shall not pass." There's so many moments. So many moments. So,
and she's not the one who stands up to them in the book. That's Elrond. Elrond's the one who brings Frodo back to Rivendell in the books. It's not her. So the fact that they used her like that, there's stuff they did in the second movie that's different too. It really all worked well. Anybody who bitches about Liv Tyler in that first movie is idiotic because it worked out great. It worked out really well.
Yeah, she was probably the only thing most people really were complaining about with the first movie, and its length. That it doesn't have a lot of people that want action or whatever. So I don't know. Does Christopher Lee get credit for that being more like we have to do that? I've never really heard that. Is that true? Only Christopher Lee.
Everybody talks about it, but
okay.
Yeah, I don't think he didn't get like a consultant thing for it or anything, but he did do that, and everybody knows he did that. And Jackson has talked about it. That Christopher Lee was very like, hey, this is what needs to happen. This is what we need to do. And he did not like the fact that he did not die in the cut version. He was really pissed off about that in that second movie, that he didn't bite the bullet at the beginning of Return of the King. So.
Right. Now they're just mashing things up on us. Frodo, I am your father. Bolo, I am your father.
It's Frodo in time.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, just absolutely wickedly good film, wickedly great story. Just
scary Bilbo teeth.
Yeah, scary Bilbo. Yeah, and then just them all coming together, all the diverse personalities, and then of course when you watch them, and after having seen them so many times, you go back and watch it, and you can really now feel, especially the hobbits, their character arc, right? How they grow and they become so much more fearless, and then when you get to the end of Return of the King and they're there back in the Shire and they're pretty bored by life now, kind of like, oh yeah, I see why Bilbo was going a little stir crazy. But yeah, just they're, I don't know, just such great characters. Performances are just incredible. Yeah, it's made stars out of so many of them, and really, really cinematography. Look at these shots. Oh, there he is. Took everything seriously. People say he took everything seriously.
And you know, it's one of those movies where every time you go watch through it, there's always something you would kind of pick up on, or you find some new elements to really focus in on. And so, depending on how many times you go through it or your mood, you go through it and you're like, you have a different favorite character this time around, or maybe get some new insight to it. And it's a movie that has a lot into it. Like, in this last time going through it again, I was really honing in on Boromir, for example. He's the son of a king who's held up high, who has this great weight on his shoulders, wanting to make his kingdom better, wanting to potentially use this weapon that's been presented to them as something that could be used against the enemies, because he has this great passion and love for his homeland, for his people, and it's that love that gets exploited. So you wind up seeing his fall, the corruption of it, a man with good intentions who gives into the temptations, and at the end realizing, I've made a terrible mistake.
Well, I think it's also trying to prove himself to his father, right? Trying not to be, he's always treated as the other, and in stuff later on with he's this favorite one. So when his brother is there with this stuff, it's like he can never be good enough either. So it's really setting a lot of stuff up that works itself out over the course of the trilogy. So yeah, it really is interesting to pick up these exact details in hindsight, for sure. So
and also, since you got this here, the memes.
Yeah, a lot of memes.
Like, this is I think one of the first major memes of Lord of the Rings that had picked up. Of course, there was this, and taking the hobbits to Isengard as a song, which is just YouTube history in and of itself. This here, like I said, is one of the first like memes of sort of that first wave of sort of internet meme culture. So much history came out of just internet history.
And this is such a big meme now. You can there's like a generator. You just can go, it's like, generate your meme. It's like you just have to type in the text and it just makes one for you. This is so big. So yeah, I can see Ironcaster out there making memes. I don't know anybody else, but I see that. I can see that.
You fought in the meme wars?
Yeah, he is. So yeah, Ironcaster fought in the meme wars. I can see that. SQUEEKA, with the extended version, was there anything else that really stood out to you? There was something else you wanted to kind of go to kind of really highlight some of the experience?
I mean, the stuff that seemed new didn't seem like filler. Like it still seemed to have a part. I mean, I haven't. It's been a while since I saw the original, and I haven't compared the two. But I feel like there there were scenes that, and y'all can correct me if I'm just like I said old. Like I don't remember the singing part where he's singing and he says like, "Who's that for?" And it's about a wife girl, a elf girl that like marries a human. Or I don't remember that part being in the original, and I don't remember the part where they see the elves, where Sam and Frodo saw the elves. Was that in the original? Or have y'all just seen them so many times y'all don't know either?
Yeah, since I only watch the extended ones now, I'm not quite sure. I'm gonna pull up a list of the extended scene.
Oh.
Because I'm like, I don't remember. So, Castor, did you remember? I don't remember. This is lame.
So I was actually looking up how much was added with the extended.
Yeah. Problem I had was my little ad blocker thing won't let the site show us ads. There we go. I can get this turned off, and then it'll let me look. So.
But yeah, so there was there's like these small pieces. Like I feel like there's more Hobbit action. I don't mean it like that. I mean like stuff about the hobbits at the beginning. Like there were small bits and pieces where I'm like, I don't remember that part. I don't remember that part either. And it's really cool, but it didn't take away from the movie. It didn't seem like, I feel like I've watched movies where they have like their extended versions or director's cuts, and it's like, okay, yeah, this is just filler. But this didn't seem that way. This seemed very important. And I feel like some of it, might even be like it was cut maybe for length, but it's like foreshadowing. Like I think I don't remember the talk about Rosie and stuff in the beginning, but like I said, I may be wrong. But like stuff like that, like where he ends up with her, or like Loki was saying that Gimli gets to go to the Undying Lands because of her hair. Well, I just found out he got some. Like
Right. Yeah, Bilbo explaining more about the hobbits in the Shire in the memoir. Frodo visiting the Green Dragon with Sam. Frodo and Sam seeing the Wood Elves heading to the Underlying Lands. And the hobbits traveling in the marshes is definitely there. Aragorn visiting the Mother's Monument in Rivendell. And Elrond bidding the Fellowship a final farewell. So those are the big additions for sure.
Also, some additional elements with Aragorn and Boromir.
Yeah, I was going to try to get to even more intricacies, like the song, the gifts to the extent. So there's little things also.
The scene where with his mom, like I didn't remember the statue either.
Right.
I remember that. I remember seeing that, but I remember not remembering. Wow, that was
well, they chopped that up a little bit in the theatrical version. So there's two scenes with Arwen where he's talking to her at the grave, and then later they put that other scene in there later. So it's weird to go from theatrical to the extended cut and be like, okay, why is that out of order? Well, it's not out of order. That's the way they originally planned it. They just took part of that out.
I love this shot, by the way, because I feel like we could make AI never-ending story. Oops, I did it wrong. AI never-ending story jokes. Like that. It's so.
That's
so great. Anyway, sorry, I got distracted looking at the stills while we were discussing that. So it was cool.
So one of the things that I feel like has kind of been lost a little bit of time is just how big Orlando Bloom was at the time. Like he was in a lot of ways for a lot. I know, especially kind of growing up in that era with these were kind of coming out. I was still in school at the time, and it was just you had Orlando Bloom's face all plastered all over everything. Like I knew girls who, for example, bought copies. I knew that there were girls in high school, for example, who would buy copies of like the Two Towers because it had Legolas's face on it. They didn't read the book, but they were like, "Oh, he's dreamy."
Well, there's also something else there. It wasn't just the girls. So I was in like my second semester at community college, the first time I went to college. And I had taken theater because I wanted to be a theater major originally. And all of those special gentlemen that went into theater that tilted the other way. They all had posters of Orlando Bloom.
The lads
as
love
Legolas.
Legolas. That's all.
Yes,
The lads
the
love
theater.
Legolas.
The theater lads loved Legolas.
Yes. There you go. Cleansing in the shower. Oh, little dirty fatty still on there, huh? Mm-hmm. Because he was dreamy. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. No, you're 100%. I mean, he is what you would that type that they would all gravitate to, and yeah, teen idol stuff. And then of course, when you add in the fact he also ends up in the Pirates movies, so yeah, huge for a while. Kind of sad. I'm not sure he really found his footing for much else. And there's Sam. I love these shots. Just great stuff. There's our man. Just some of the stills are amazing. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff indeed. Ironcaster, can you whittle down like maybe a least favorite moment and find something contrarian to talk about?
I would say probably if I had to pick anything for a sort of least favorite, it's I guess some of the stuff with Gandalf on top of Saruman's tower. It's just kind of like the weakest thing I could think of. But I mean, at that, it's still like there's still a lot there to enjoy because it's tied in and around how Saruman is ripping up the tree roots to create his Uruk-hai. Like it's tough to pick.
Trying to pull. I was just trying to pull an Ironcaster and be contrarian. Didn't get me very far. I know. So, I don't know that I have a least favorite. There are just when you watch the extended versions, there's just a little bit, but yeah, good stuff for sure. Really, really, just a beautiful film done so well. Loki, do you rank the three of them? Do you have like a favorite? I think we talked about this before, but
it's so difficult to do that because the way I look at it, it's one continuous story, and it really is. It's one
right
from beginning to end. It's one story. But if someone was like, okay, you can only watch one of them ever again, it'll be Two Towers. But I don't think I would ever agree to that ever, no matter what, because I love watching all three movies. So as far as I'm concerned, this is just one long, 13-hour movie, and that's the way it is. I'm not gonna pick one. But if I had to, if it came down to it, I didn't have a choice. Two Towers.
Yeah, that's fair. That's like someone saying you can watch Roots, Loki, but you can only watch the middle chapter. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. Ironcaster, do you have a preference between the three of them?
I've mulled over this a number of times. I think I might just have to pick Fellowship because I love the scenes with the Shire. I love that wholesome innocence of it, just that humble, simple life. That is such a juxtaposition to everything else that's to come. Like,
yeah, there's so many scenes and contradictions with style and feel that just kind of keep you engaging new moments. I mean, you were talking about that earlier, like you pick up new things, but for me, I just feel like I'm usually feeling the way you did, Squeak. I know you talk about, well, I haven't watched this in so long, well, everything felt new, but I kind of feel that way in a lot of ways every time I see this movie because it's so well done. This was actually a segment I won't say I forgot about, but just it felt more engaged this time. It's like, oh yeah, look at her doing the horse riding skills here. It's great. Some of the forced perspective shots, again with their little their doubles. I kind of paid better attention to some of that, and of course this sequence I was just like really dialed in more differently than maybe I had a couple times before. So I don't know. Just really solid. Really solid.
Well, and even the scenes where he slips into the shadow and when they put the ring on and he's in the, like, you know, he can, like, when he can see the Nazgul, like, see them in their faces. And, like, one of the things that every time they do that, I'm like, man, Bilbo wore that all the way to the house. What was he seeing when he slipped that on and was walking to his house? Like, as scary as it was for Frodo, what happened to Bilbo when he wore the ring? Is what I want to know. What did he see?
Okay. Interesting. Poor old Bilbo. And just, of all the performances too, like we don't usually get down to the layers and the levels of details to praise the performance. So yeah, interesting. So yeah, very good. He's really good. Yeah. Ironcaster, where should we go next? Here's one of your forced perspective shots.
Okay. What about everyone's favorite member of the Fellowship?
Sean Bean. I had to say it. Nah, I was kidding though. What was the movie? Viggo Mortensen was in a movie where he played like a scary devil or Lucifer or something.
Prophecy.
That's what
Prophecy.
it was. Okay.
We're open 365 days a year, even on Christmas.
But he was like really creepy. I just remember
Yes.
he was like really and I'm like, oh, that, and I can't shake Elrond being Mr. Anderson.
So all the angels in the prophecy they dressed in suits, but they all had this like beautiful effect to them. Viggo looked like them, like an angel, except he had black fingernails, and he, like you said, he was creepy. That's one of the things he said he said, heaven may be closed, but my gates are open 365 days a year, even on Christmas. The idea was that, no, you couldn't get into heaven because the gates were locked, but my doors are always open for you. You can come down here with me anytime I want. But that creepy and sleazy and almost like, like sick. He was like a sickness. He was all crouched up and like almost like Gollum. And yeah, absolutely badass movie. If anybody you haven't seen that, Prophecy, really good movie.
Yes, and it's interesting to have that knowledge and then to see him in this. And like I said, I don't watch this often enough for him to be like this guy. But then again, I've only seen Prophecy once. It just stuck with me because it was creepy. But like I keep waiting for him to be that creepy guy. Like, and then he keeps getting nicer, and I'm like, oh, that's right, different movie. But like, there's so many good quotes in this movie too. Like, I feel like this is like the big quote pool that everybody pulls from. But if I had to pick my favorite, it's got to be Sam. I'm a Sam.
That's fair.
I'm not supposed to leave you, Mr. Frodo, and I don't mean to. Like, I'm a Sam.
Awesome. Ironcaster, what's your favorite? Oh, did he step away for a minute? He dropped the question. He left the room. Talk about a crazy mic drop. I think he was. Yeah, I think. I mean, I look the part, right? So it's like it's silly not to say Gandalf. I really enjoy everything he does, and then of course I do enjoy the arc over the. But like you guys were saying, though, it's not a bad character or anything like that. So I feel a little weird even trying to choose one. But yeah, I think it's great. And I'm with you, Squeak. It is hard to see Viggo in other films, not just Prophecy, which I have not watched since God knows when. I don't know. When did that come out? Mid-90s?
In the 90s. The only reason I even remember that movie is Viggo Mortensen and Christopher Walken.
Christopher Walken, right? Yeah.
Those are the two great things about that movie is Christopher Walken.
Wait, which is Loki's favorite Fellowship personage?
Oh, it's Gandalf. That's easy. I've got Gandalf's sword on my wall. I've got Gandalf's staff. Gandalf. Gandalf means me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, Loki means you.
Yes. But yeah, it's Gandalf. I'm a sucker for Gandalf. But I always I
Whoa.
loved Gandalf growing up. I know I used the wrong word. But I mean, when I watched The Hobbit when I was a kid, the cartoon Hobbit, Gandalf was always my favorite. When I read the books, Gandalf was my favorite. In the movies, Gandalf was my favorite. And let me just say, I am a happy man that they did not get Sean Connery to play Gandalf because that's who they asked for.
What? No way.
Yes. So they asked Sean Connery, and he said, I don't understand the script. So no, I don't want to play this wizard in your Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Which is funny since he wanted to do Zardoz so bad and was like such an advocate for that. But I think he also would have been. He may have said that, but he's also a bit of a. I'm not going to say a fraudster on that, but he would never have wanted to be stuck there for so long. This dude was addicted to playing golf and other stuff, and I mean, he's James Bond, man. He has FU money. He doesn't need to do it. So I'm with you. I'm so happy they didn't do such a big ego and personality like that.
And Ian is perfect. Ian is absolutely perfect. He's the best Gandalf they could have gotten. He's the very best. And I remember a friend of mine being saying something about, isn't he like, gay? And I was like, I don't give a shit. He is Gandalf. He's Gandalf the Grey. Gandalf means, Gandalf.
Means Ian.
I don't give a shit if he loves toasters. If he can play Gandalf, he's playing Gandalf.
All right. Put toasters on the flag, folks. I don't exactly know where you're going to add that in, but according to Loki, that's deserves some, yeah. All right. Toasters have love too. So
toasters need love too.
Yeah. ODF says Sam.
Especially the one in Fallout New Vegas, but that's another story.
Oh boy. Ghostbusters 2 has a nice toaster scene too. It's the old crazy toaster. So
if you play the big empty DLC, man, there's a crazy toaster.
all the hot chicks in Battlestar Galactica are called toasters. So yeah. You know where you're putting your white bread. Anyway.
Aren't all the Cylons in that one called toasters? Anything that says Cylon?
I guess.
I don't remember. I haven't watched it in a minute. It's sort of on a to-do list, I guess, but just haven't gotten motivated for that much time in my life.
I just know I'll be the turkey in that sandwich.
Oh boy. Here we go. Let's see.
Put them to sleep. You're full of tryptophan. Is that what you're saying?
Oh yeah. I'm a regular Bill Cosby. Would you like to see my pudding pie?
Oh no, he did not. No.
Oh. So back to Wizards. Elminster's my favorite, if y'all know who that is.
I will say too, and again, I'm just gonna bring it back to the film. We also don't give a lot of love for the other villains, right? So we've talked about the main stuff, but they're really great. They're really phenomenal. And they have to evolve how they're being presented as well because of the scale and the designs and stuff like that, and creating contrast with the other characters. Really good stuff, man. Just really good stuff. And there's a great forced perspective shot.
What was the orc called? Was he like Black Bow or God? I know he has a name.
Toaster.
Toaster.
Black Bolo.
Black Bolo. Oh my gosh, he did not. It's yeah.
He said bow. I just put the low at the end.
Lurtz. Lurtz is the Uruk-hai captain who kills Boromir, but you never hear his name. Lurtz. That is his name. I knew it was a weird name.
Isn't that the guy that worked for the Addams family and played the harpsichord?
That's Lurch. This is Lurtz. Yeah.
You say potato?
I'm
she
just
says
here to
potato.
cause problems,
y'all. He would eternally be saying Sharon and Sharon.
Sauron, there's the Sheba.
Fry, you fools, fry.
Sauron.
What's that? Air coaster. Fry, you fools.
Oh boy, I don't know.
Speaking of forced perspective, I like the Mines of Moria. Like,
yeah, yes, cool shots. I like this. Even just pulling this off, it's phenomenal, man. It's really great stuff. A lot of locations, a lot of sets. Yeah. I've never really watched a lot of the documentaries and behind the scenes stuff because I really just want to keep it as a pure experience. I don't want more. I've done a little bit with the forced perspective thing to get a good appreciation of it. But as far as those other shots and stuff like that, people are like, oh, this is a matte painting. And this is, I don't care. I don't want to know. I'm good. I just don't. It's too good. I don't want to mess it up. It's kind of like I don't go behind the scenes on the Man with No Name trilogy either. I know enough. I'm good. Is that, I don't know. Each their own, I suppose, right?
so we used to have a map. The map that, what is it, like the opening scene? Is it the opening scene, like a little bit after? But there used to be the old school game. There was an old PC game called Mordor. I don't know if anybody remembers that. You may remember that. No,
Am I play that game?
Which one?
Mordor.
Old game.
No.
One of the first Lord of the Rings games. But with the game came the map. And like we used to have like all of the games that we played that came with maps. We had all of the maps on the wall from the original Baldur's Gate to like all of them. So we had that big map. So one of the coolest things ever was when they played when the movie started. It was like, oh my God, that's our map. It was, just a bit of nerd nostalgia for me.
So is this is it called Shadows? This one? Let's see.
Oh, Shadow of Mordor?
Is that the right one?
That Shadow of Mordor.
I thought it was just called Mordor.
All right.
That's by WB and WB Games. So you've got that one, and you've got another one that they made. That's being kind of like the end. Those were the last real like Lord of the Rings games they made. They made some really cool ones on console that yes, you can still play if you know how.
Yeah, there was Shadows of Mordor, and then the second was Mordor: Depths of the Deadgnaw with big M on the front. I remember that.
Oh yeah. Here we go. Yeah, this is what you're talking about. So okay. Well, this one definitely predates the other one. This is when the movie. This is before the movies even came out.
Yeah. These were way before the movies. And then I played Lord of the Rings online when it came out in 2007 very extensively. I think I'm like a lifetime member. I am. I'm not kidding. I'm not. I really am.
Membership has its privileges.
I'm a lifetime member of Star Trek Online, even though I haven't played it in like a decade. That's where me and Zero met, was Star Trek Online.
Same. It was fun. Like it has the cool part too is like when you see the movies and they did a really good job on the game, not to like hype it up too much, but I haven't played in a long time, but when you first played, you saw all these places and they made the characters in the game look like the characters in the movie too. But they just basically took the movie and made it extremely more extensive and added it back in the parts from the books. And like it was a really well done game to supplement all of the media surrounding Lord of the Rings. So they did a great job on the game. And I think that's because they incorporated so much of the movie, it just makes the movies better.
We were blessed with a whole slew of amazing Lord of the Rings tie-in games. And of course, the three movies that were the movie tie-in games with scenes from the films were fantastic. Return of the King was great. And then there was even some of the other side games. Like, for example, did you guys ever play Lord of the Rings: The Third Age?
Oh, what was that? What was that, Ironcaster?
The Third Age. Did you play Third Age?
Yeah.
Hold on. Hold on. This is in plastic. This has never been opened. So this is still in the plastic. And I've got my two open copies there. But this is in plastic. It's never been opened. It's still sealed. Yes, it's got all the cool stuff on the back. I've got all of them. I've got everything that they came out with for the movies. I've got the battle for this is like a strategy game, Battle for Middle Earth. This is the only one that came out on Xbox 360. The original didn't. You can only get it on PC. I've got the boxed editions down there in my little PC cabinet.
The worst part about that game was by the time I picked up a used copy of it, they had shut the servers down, so the game was essentially unplayable at that point.
So you've got 2 towers. You've got another 2 towers. You've got Return of the King and another Return of the King because I have multiple copies of everything.
The two towers.
Some of us are only PC girls, so we couldn't handle the cool console games because we're just PCers. So we just stuck with Lord of the Rings Online. Sorry. We're just not cool enough.
Louise says the documentaries are really good. She's always loved them, so that's really cool. Thank you, Louise. And Zach's is dropping 40 members. 40 months as a member. That's crazy. Sean Connery's Gandalf would have been amazing. Oh, he's messing with us or not. Yeah. So. And Jacob Ironside popping in. Great to see Jacob. Awesome. So again, to keep with the game talk for a moment, just to help an old noob like me out. So is one platform more sought after than another now? Because it's been so long, right? So fast forward.
GameCube's the hardest to get. So out of all those games, GameCube's hardest to get. So getting Third Age on GameCube, getting 2 Towers and Return of the King on GameCube is the hardest. Those are also the lowest quality versions of those games. PS2 and Xbox are equally, like, as far as like rarity goes, you can pretty much same for same. But the Xbox versions look the best. So you've got the Xbox versions that look and perform the best, and then you got the PS2 versions. Then you've got the GameCube, but the GameCube versions are rare and worth more today if you have.
So Game Boy, so GameCube, and then the got it. Okay, interesting. I can learn. I can learn for you people out there. See, he knows how to educate me. I don't know what I'm talking about at all. Let's be honest. Oh, goodness gracious me. Oh, here we go. More show and tell?
Little show and tell. Got my Lord of the Rings cup.
It's got its goblet out.
Yep. Got Strider on it. These used to come with a little base that would light up. Unfortunately, I've long since lost that, but I've been keeping Strider at my desk for keep my cups and my pens and what have you.
Is it just glass?
Yeah. This was one of the Burger King glasses back when we used to be able to get actual glassware from restaurants for movie tie-ins.
Oh, okay. And there, so they, which one do you have?
Strider.
Okay.
Or Aragorn.
Okay. But you don't, yours doesn't light up. No. That's cool.
So,
though.
but does anybody have the One Ring? Is what I want to know.
No, although there was the for the when they did the Magic the Gathering card.
Oh yeah, I remember that malarkey.
$1 million Lord of the Rings card.
I mean, we know Loki has all the Gandalf's gear, so
Yes, and I've actually got I've got Theoden's helmet, I've got Theoden's sword, and I've got his nephew. Oh, God help me. I don't know why I can't think of his nephew's name.
that's not
right
his
now.
nephew's name. It's not. God help me.
Boromir would have remembered his name.
Boromir. Yeah. Damn yeah. Anyway, I've got his helmet and his sword. So, but I got more Gandalf stuff than anything else. So.
I'm gonna get all Nazgul gear. That's what I'm gonna do.
There are people that have got that. There was a Aomir. Thank you, Zax. There was a seller on eBay that was looking at like $7 million for all the mainline characters throughout all 3 movies. He had all of the Hobbit stuff, all Gandalf stuff, all of the Uruk-hai stuff, all of Theoden and Aomir and what's her name stuff, and all the Nazgul shit. So I mean, he had like everything. He had armor from, The actual movie. He had costuming from the actual movie. He had the sword props from the actual movie. He wanted like 7 million for it. That was, I don't know, 3 or 4, 5 years ago. That was during the coup.
So again, I will put it out there because many of you are not going to probably compete with me for this. But of the pops moving into vendor mode, Lord of the Rings, I'll be looking for the trading card autographs because they actually sign the cards. They're not actually signed stickers. So all of the autographs from that original card series, the 2002, 2004, 2003, those kind of series, they actually are. Those are all real autographs on the card, which is not a common thing. There are a lot of cards these days, or they sign these stickers. They're not actually signing the card. So you guys know if you're into that kind of thing. So Lord help you if you want to try to buy a graded one, because they're an absolute fortune. Graded, I mean, thousands of dollars for some of the higher end ones. So yeah, very cool. Really, really good. I really wish the toys would have caught on a little better. I don't know exactly. That's kind of one of the things I think it held it back in the day when I was trying to compare some of their IPs and this and Harry Potter and all those kinds of things. So yeah. On-card autos are hard to come by. Oh yeah. It's definitely one of the things that people are really taking note now. Like for years they've done stickers, and now people are catching on. Like, hey, some dude just sat in a room and just scribbled on a whole bunch of stickers, and you just randomly picked off, and they get really mad. Which, Loki, you can understand, right? When you're paying $4,000 for an autograph, and it's a crappy autograph compared to one that was like super cheap. It's like, well, that just happened to be the random sticker they chose that day. So yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, those are on-card autos. Very, very nice. Very nice. So yeah, good stuff. So around the horn. Ironcaster, I don't know, we got any favorite character out of you before? I don't know, did you mention that or not? Did he dip out on me again?
Oh,
sorry,
yes.
I muted myself.
Oh.
No, I'd say in the most recent watch through, it was Boromir.
Okay.
Yeah, his desire to do good and the ultimate kind of fall of that just it hurts all that much more.
That's cool. That's very cool. It's a good choice. I mean, there's no wrong choice, I don't think.
Yes, there is.
Is there? Which one? What's the
I
wrong
don't know.
choice?
I'm just sure there's a wrong choice. Feisty mood today. I'm so sorry, guys.
I love it when she's a little on the spicy side. It's okay. Makes it kind of funny. Let's see here. I'm waiting now. I tried to send a photo. It's not loading. I don't know why. I don't have cool show and tell exactly like they do, but I do have a show and tell for Lord of the Rings. It's the only thing I really have. Well, like they have. I don't have, because all the cards and stuff are gone. The only thing that I still have right now is my poster on my wall. Where'd you go? There it goes. There you go. Okay. So it's just on the other side of the computer, actually. So that's my little mini poster signed by Elijah Wood and Sean Astin and stuff. So yeah, it's my little foray into the Lord of the Rings merch. I don't have any of their stuff, but that's yeah, very cool. They go to cons and stuff all the time. So I've always thought about trying to add more. But it's not like the old days where you could pay a reasonable price. Now these people want hundreds of dollars. It's completely insane. It's nuts now. So I don't know. I think I may end up with just the 2 signatures. I don't think I'll ever add another one. But that notwithstanding. Good talk. Very good talk. Great time to talk about a great film. And we're going to continue in Middle Earth next week with my favorite, I think. Yeah. Top 10 of all time for me. I think Two Towers, top 10 for me. Any of the Lord of the Rings top 10 for you guys?
Oh, Two Towers, definitely.
Okay. Ironcasster?
Fellowship.
Okay. All right.
I have to pick one, but I haven't seen the extended versions of all of them. Come back and ask me again later, because I don't know what I'm missing.
ODF, we were talking about favorite characters in this movie. So Gollum doesn't really show up in this movie much, but Yeah, we'll see. Because I may have different characters in different movies. Like I think obviously Gandalf in this one, but I think in Two Towers I may have a favorite character, different character. Not that I don't love Gandalf. It's just there's a better character in a different movie. So that's all.
When do the Ents show up?
2 Towers.
In Two Towers.
Okay, I'll pick that one for right now then.
Yeah.
I forgot that they didn't show up in the first one, and I liked the Ents, and then I was like, they were ripping up the trees, and I was like, no, where's the Ents? Aren't they supposed to come in and save these trees? Where did they go? Have I got this movie wrong?
You didn't get this one. You're the wrong movie. That's all.
It's like, no, where's my Ents at?
Sorry, I got distracted. My phone's blowing up because this is a new thing eBay will do. I forget they ever watch anything on eBay. It says, how bad do you want this? And I'm like, well, not bad enough. I'm like, wow, you guys are really carried away over there. I just wanted to know, keep my eye on something. I wasn't out like, wow, the guilt and threats. So, wow, it's crazy. So, all right, so let's get an update here. See, IRONCASTER, back Mondays in the bag. What's going on the rest of the time? What's going on the rest of the week?
Oh, let's see. Probably hanging out with Mr. 32 Flavors and Nick Weiser here this weekend, where we're going to be, hanging out and talk about some comic books coming up. Enjoyed a little bit of that classic Amazing Spider-Man. We're doing some coverage of those old issues, and we're getting ready to hit issue 100.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. So, Loki Wednesday's got a nice primetime tease and going on there.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have Brandon the anime guy on to talk about his YouTube experience and what he's been doing and what he's gone through, and friends, frenemies, enemies, and all the fun stuff that goes along with all that horse shit. So yeah, come on by, hang out. We're gonna be talking about just YouTube junk and have a good time. But also got Benny coming on to talk about his comic book tomorrow night at 8. I am never on a Wednesday night, but yeah, I'm gonna have him on tomorrow night, and we're gonna talk about his comic book, and it has passed its goal. So
that's awesome.
He's got some great stuff, and I want to help him share it out and hopefully get a couple extra eyes on it.
It's awesome. That's great news. So, well, listen, folks, tons of stuff to hang out with and check out. I got a lot of videos up for members. So if you're one of those members, make sure you go over there and see the long list of things out in advance, since I have a crazy March month ahead of me. I'll be in Orlando the end of next week. Loki and I are still doing these What's Your Stories. Have been kind of revamped and have a nice little fun conversations. If you missed any of those, make sure you check those out. More of those are coming your way. I've gone through and caught myself up on a lot of the back videos, and then added a new best of the 2020s is up, as well as some I got one. It's up for members. It's not up for everybody yet. The next two best of 2020s are up, and then the next first watch on Rollerball. Somebody didn't see Rollerball before, so we watched that. So that was fun to talk about. So a lot of those kinds of things, putting my spin on nostalgia a little bit, and definitely working on trying to get it done in time before Orlando. So that Saturday, I have the Saturday morning cartoon experience for you guys with some more cartoons and commercials. Love the commercial. Lots of feedback this last round. So that was interesting. Usually you guys don't ask for certain types of toys and movies and stuff, but this last round I had some requests. So it was fun to track down certain commercials. And I ended up down a rabbit hole. And if any of you ever found it, so I didn't know this, Loki. Did you know that we don't have a copy? I knew there was only one commercial, but I didn't know that it was lost. Elvis only did one commercial. Were you aware of that?
No, I had no idea.
Yeah, he only did one, and it's for like a small town donut store, and the commercial's lost. So they have some photos from him and maybe screenshots or something. But I was like, oh yeah, I'll just track this down. Like I'm a dope. I didn't know it was sort of a lost commercial. So I'm down the rabbit hole, and I was in like Australian websites who have a DVD and it has like archive footage, but the actual intact commercial doesn't appear to exist. At least we think.
A
However,
lot of stuff like that where the master's just gone because they chunked it.
well, I'm hopeful. Again, this is my theory on this: is as boomers pass, like my wife telling me something every day. Like, oh, someone found this $6 million comic book in grandma's attic. I'm like, well, as the boomers pass away, people are going to continue to find the treasures that they didn't know they had. So I'm hopeful that there's a VHS tape or there's something out there, because so much stuff is now on YouTube. Like there are shows and stuff that don't exist. There's TV movies that don't exist except on YouTube now, because people just had them on a VHS tape and just transferred it over. And those networks just did their thing and just moved on. And a lot of them are just, thanks to YouTube, they exist. So part of the reason I do the cartoons and do the commercials is to kind of add some posterity's sake, to make it, give it some life, making sure that it lasts, because Lord knows this stuff did. But yeah, the famous donut store commercial from Elvis is sort of out there. So someone's looking. Southern Made, MAID, I believe is how it's pronounced, spelled. But the Southern Made donut commercial by Elvis from back in the day. So yeah. It'll be a crazy. We're now turning the point over the next few years, right, where all these big IPs start hitting public domain, right? Ironcaster, you've kept me up to date on public domain stuff, right? The next 10 years, it's like we have Superman and Batman, I think, even.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we just got some of the early versions of Betty Boop dropping in, but you're right, we're gonna start getting a lot of the 30s stuff. I mean, it was a big time for really not just history, but also a lot of other prominent movies. I could probably give you run you down a quick list if you like.
It's just fascinating that that's happened. We have 5 minutes, because I haven't really tracked down, the problem with some of the public domain stuff, because I have added some stuff to my channel just for that reason, just to continue to make sure it has more life, is a lot of times they've been modified or people have made changes to them, and the music is not copyright free. So the music will cause you headaches, but it's not the original music. So for instance, if you go to my channel, there's a Nosferatu. There's a Nosferatu that's in German. That's the original. And then you had to have the English version. They're two different versions, but there are public domain versions of each one. So Angry Canadian. There you are, bud. How you been? Hope you're doing good, man. Great to see you for a talk card. Always good. Maybe you can come back. We'd love to have you. So yeah, I can't find the meme. There was a meme I saw and it was going down like every few years, but definitely over the next 15 years. All that stuff, man. Loki, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, the villains. There's a ton of stuff, man. These cartoons, it's just the whole world will be changed so radically. If you think we've had these crazy horror movies with Popeye and Winnie the Pooh, wait till that stuff starts dropping. Holy cow.
Here coming up soon is going to be Goofy, Donald Duck, King Kong, Snow White and the Seven Dwarves, Superman, Batman, Bugs Bunny, the Joker, Wonder Woman, Bambi.
Yeah, this is one of the reasons that they have leaned so much. These corporations, the big corporations, have leaned so much into all these changes of the stuff we love, is because they can separate themselves from the public domain version. So, because I just saw somebody bagging on my Max Fleischer cartoons, because I've been adding Max Fleischer cartoons, and it's like, well, dude, you have to understand that Superman he wasn't like as iconically powerful as he is now. They've made changes over the decades. So yeah, anyway, yeah, pretty cool. So
we also got at some point here in the next decade the Errol Flynn Robin Hood.
Yeah, that should be very soon if it's not already.
Anybody, let me just say that anybody who dishes on Max Fleischer cartoons, like the Superman cartoons, can blow me.
Yeah.
I'm not saying a word now.
Okay, with that, we probably
I don't know any of those cartoons. I was totally about to start.
That was such an awkward
I
transition. Yeah. I am not going to say a word.
I was like, now I can't be spicy.
That was funny. She got me again on that one. Oh,
No
goodness
spicy
gracious
here
me.
now because I don't know anything about them.
Oh, that's great. Oh my goodness. Well, folks, you guys in chat, you guys are absolutely incredible. We can't thank you enough for everything, all that you do. SQUEEKA, thank you so much for your gifting memberships. Jedi Master, thank you for joining, becoming a member, and your $2 supers out there. You guys that are already members with all your comments, Cannoli and Zach's and others, thank you so much for being here. And all you guys that are here every week and hanging out and chatting and talking about good stuff and good movies like this. It just makes us worth doing, man. It's a fun thing. It's the week. It's awesome. We can't thank you enough for that. Make sure you check out Loki's show and IRONCASTER, stuff's going on, and keep encouraging SQUEEKA. Make sure you're subscribed to SQUEEKA's channel too, so we can keep pressuring her that she start streaming her gaming stuff once she's settled in, maybe for the summer break. Doing zombie killing during the summer.
No, that's on Beard's channel. I don't even know how to do any of this.
She can. Oh, so all I gotta do is just backdoor the strategy here with Beard to get her to. You can stream to both. They can stream to both channels at the same time. That's all. I got to talk to Beard then. Okay, no problem.
Nobody needs to see that. No, it's okay.
Yeah. All right, folks. Well, listen. You guys take care. Be blessed. Until next time. I am Pops.
All I do is chill. My life is a thrill, for real, Bob Ross. I be too calm for the drama. You don't wanna cause a problem.